There's one thing I've noticed about HOCD people, and actually about OCD people in general, is that they read into every damn thing. Everything is a sign to them. The thing is, and this is the way that I'm looking at it, when a person has OCD, there's obviously a lot of anxiety that accompanies it. And what happens is that you go into hypervigilant mode. Okay, you're very hyper aware, you're hypervigilant. And because of that state, that mental and physical state that you're in, you're constantly scanning the environment, and you're scanning and analysing everything. So HOCD people, OCD people see every damn thing as a sign. Okay? And as one of the boys pointed out in the on the forum, very cleverly, by the way, said that because he has HOCD, if somebody comes on to him and starts talking about gay things, he thinks, oh my God, they're talking about me. Now, this actually happened to Billy, a buddy of mine, on a number of occasions. And actually, Billy at one point went to see like a fortune teller, card reader or whatever it was. And what he said was that as he was walking out of the reading, that the card guy, the fortune teller, very playfully touched him, sort of grabbed him from behind, and it was probably a joke, but he took that as a sign. Oh, maybe thinks I'm gay. Maybe he's trying to tell me something, or somebody could, a HOCD person could switch the TV on, and the first words to come out of the TV might be something about homosexuality or being gay. Oh, it's a sign. It's a sign from the universe that I'm gay and I need to accept myself. Or, a girl, a woman with HOCD might think, I might look too masculine. I might look too feminine. Well, the guys would think that I look too feminine, but, a woman might think, oh, I look too masculine. Do I look too masculine? Then she asks her friends, then she asks her family, then oh, well, maybe that's a sign I'm gay. Or a guy might like the colour pink. It might be his favourite colour. I know it was fucking Superman's favourite colour, right? But he might like the colour pink. Oh, that's a sign I'm gay. And on and on and on and on, this thing goes, and this analysing. It could be, a guy now might look butch, might look, sort of whatever, but he might have a feminine voice. Oh, that's another sign. And, the point I'm making is you can keep going forever. You can keep going forever. You could see two bodybuilders. Let's say there's two bodybuilders making out, okay? And a HOCD guy looks at the two bodybuilders making out, and he doesn't feel anything. He doesn't feel attraction, but he doesn't feel repulsed by it either. He start questioning himself. Why wasn't I grossed out by that? There's occasions when I remember a girl telling me that she was at a party and there was a stunning, apparently, looking guy there, right? All the girls would like him, but she felt nothing. And because she felt nothing, well, why don't I feel anything? What's wrong with me? I should feel something. Maybe I'm gay. Guys can do the same thing. They can look at a hot girl, feel nothing, and question themselves. It's almost like putting pressure, perfectionism on oneself. And when you're unable to meet that, it's kind of anything less than that equals gay. And round the hamster wheel you go, scanning the environment like one of those Cylons in Battlestar Galactica. And the truth of the matter is, it's just part of your condition. It's part of OCD. They call it magical thinking. I guess there are several terms for it. But rest assured, guys, that this scanning, this willing to pigeonhole yourself and put yourself in a box, it is what it is. And I hate that saying, but it doesn't mean you're fucking gay. If you cast your mind back very briefly, just before all this crap kicked in, you were getting along quite well. You know, what you have to understand is gay people, when they discover they're gay, which is usually at puberty, they like what they see. And they don't question what they see. They just like it. And they go with that. And, you know, the truth of the matter is, I could keep drumming this into people's heads until I'm blue in the face, but it won't matter, because probably after watching this video, somebody will, go out or switch on the TV and get triggered in exactly the same way that I've been talking about. Can I just say this? And you might want to stick around for this, because this is quite, you should hear it. When I was working permanent nights, I really went off my fucking rocker, right? I was up to here with ephedrine, whichever way you pronounce it, which is one of the worst things and mind-altering things you can take. And my whole reality was just warped out of, it was like looking through binoculars the wrong way. Okay? I was just living in a state of surrealness, hypervigilance, because I was taking these things. I suffered with generalized anxiety anyway. And when I overdosed on these, I developed mass Poirot. It was like just a swarm of bees coming through my head. The intrusive thoughts were just, I can't even articulate it. That's how bad it was, right? And I was reading all these books, self-help, spiritual, new age, and all the rest of it. And I got my hands on a copy of a book called, I think it was called Signs. And like when you read tea leaves, and, people do runes and all that sort of stuff. I don't know about all that stuff, okay, really. But this book was trying to teach you to read everything. Like leaves fall off a tree and make a pattern on the ground. And that means something. You drink a cup of coffee and there's a stain in the coffee cup. That means something. A dog barks 3 times. 3 birds or 2 birds fly out of the tree at the same time. It all means something. You step at a stone or fall over a twig. It all means something. It probably doesn't. But that's what the book was teaching. So you have that mixed with mass Poirot, mixed with hypervigilance and up to my neck in ephedrine, And I turned into a fucking lunatic, right? I wasn't living on this planet. And I was reading into everything. And one day, and this is where I'm going with this, one day I was walking along and I had it in my head that my mother was going to die in 3 weeks. Intrusive thoughts. So I decided to go to a spiritualist church for reassurance. And I got to the spiritualist church and there was a few mediums sitting. There were some mediums ready to go on stage, and there was some that was sitting, near me. And there was one very attractive girl, caked in makeup, and I started talking to her. Now, bear in mind, I thought my mother was going to die in 3 weeks. So I'm talking to her and she says, blah, 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 blah. Well, say, for example, she said that I came to this church because I thought my mother was going to die in 3 weeks. Whoa. Oh my gosh. I thought she picked up on my situation and I started panicking. And another medium stepped in and said, hold on, Jessie, hold on a second. She was talking about her mother and she was speaking hypothetically. What's the matter with you, so to speak? But she was friendly. But that didn't matter. To me, that was a sign. And I had a meltdown. But I was terrible. A leaf couldn't fall off a tree. If I passed a sign that said good news or bad news or dead end. Oh, dead end, dead. That must mean that's referring to my mother. You attach meanings to everything. And the truth of the matter is, they're absolutely nothing to do with each other. If you switched on the TV, or perhaps you were in like a bar or a wine bar or something, and the owner switches the TV on and there's a couple of gays on there, that's nothing to do with you. You just happen to be there at that time. And this is where you have this paranoid element to it. And you've got to take yourself out of the situation because, you will literally drive yourself nuts. I mean, all I can say is really, the way I did it was, is this thing still on? Yeah. The way I did it was through ERP, and I read books on skepticism to try and convert myself back to a logical thinker and not, live in this magical mystery realm that makes no fucking sense. But signs are a manifestation of fear. It's hypervigilance, fear, that's manifested itself as a way, to try and convince yourself that your fears are true. And it's a load of bollocks. Totally. And the way to beat it is to face it. The way to beat fear is always to face it. You don't have to do hard exposure, like, what I've spoken about in, when I originally started doing videos on HOCD. You can start by doing my golden exposures, gentle exposures, gradual exposures, easing your way into it gently and confronting your fears in steps. And when you're done, those signs won't make a fucking difference. And I'll just leave you on this. When I did do hard exposure, sort of by accident at one point, I still had intrusive thoughts coming through so often. But all that magical thinking and all the rest of it, I didn't believe it anymore because the thoughts had no emotional impact on me. I'd beaten OCD through ERP. And those thoughts, it was like the difference between somebody throwing a pebble at you, which will hurt, or somebody throwing a piece of paper at you. And that's what it was like. Those thoughts then become like that piece of paper. The emotional weight of those thoughts were gone. So anyway, guys, I just thought I'd do this quick video. I hope I haven't rambled on too much, and I'll speak to you again. Take care, guys. Good night.